Well, this is the aviary I've been working on for the past, I don't know, 2 weeks or so since I've got the Mandarin ducks and been ready to get them out of my basement because they stink. So, it's tall, maybe 10 or 12 feet. Okay, 10 feet. It's about 10 feet tall and it's pretty cool. I built it with all sorts of stuff that I had been storing in the garage for a while. Like the big structure itself was just, we found it free somewhere a couple of years ago and it's just been waiting until I had a project. So here it is. And then the whole thing is covered, the top is covered with heavy gauge wire, 2 layers, then chicken wire, more to keep the birds in than predators out. The tarp is for shade, as well as some roof to cover from the rain. I'll show you all of it. It is 101 degrees in Massachusetts today, so I think it's a good day for the birds to start outside. So it's nice and warm, as well as giving them some more space and room to move around. So another thing of note is that this is not their permanent home. This is the aviary they'll have up to a year old. When it's time for them to start laying eggs next spring, by then I should have their permanent aviary built. But this is nice and big for the stage that they are at now, and I think they'll be very happy in there. This is when they're gonna learn that they are a perching bird, that they like to be up, flying around or perching high up on a branch of some sort or another. So let's check out the aviary and see how the birds are doing before I put them in. All right, so on the inside, I did food and water, which, you know, the chickens, of course, found their way in and knocked over because I left the door open in there. There's hay as a floor. I took hardware cloth and went underneath. So the entire floor of this thing is hardware cloth. And I'll show a photo of that. And it extends, so it covers the whole floor on the inside, and it extends where the door is here out underneath. And that's to prevent the birds from digging out and predators or the other ducks from digging in. So this door goes actually up all the way to there. This door goes up to there. But I didn't want the whole door being open at once because it just seemed like more of a risk of them flying out. So I used a grinding tool with a cut wheel, and I just cut the door off at the halfway point. So now it opens only halfway. And then inside I have these 2 bins. Those are more for hidey holes because they like to hide. Those are not their nest boxes. Their nest boxes will be up higher off the ground come spring. I have a little fern in here, and then way up at the top there's a tarp over most of it, not all of it. That is the direction the sun comes from, where it is most shaded. Then they've got branches up there to roost on. A bunch of branches, and then they also have branches lower down. Branches. There's actually a branch like holding this in place too. All right, so then let's see some birds and then go in and see how they're doing. All right, so from over here, there's the aviary, nice and tall, right next to the chicken run. And then, like I mentioned before, the poultry fence goes all the way over there. Please excuse my mess. Whoa. Everything else has been placed on hold while I finish up this aviary, so I have to clean up the rest of the coop next. You can see from here, hay on the ground, food and water, a fern which hopefully doesn't die, but it might. If it does, I'll put something else. nesty hidey hole boxes, branches, branches, branches for perching, and a half door. So on the roof, I have, I think it's 2x4 inch fence that is heavy gauge that goes normally around my garden. I have 2 layers of that, then chicken wire, and the tarp over like half of it. On most of the pen, it has, it's almost like chain link, but it's not knotted or welded, and it's smaller than that. These holes are about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. And then chicken wire, which is actually on the inside to keep the birds in, just in case they can fit through those holes. And then I have hardware cloth, like I said, under the whole thing, as well as, oh hi ice cream, as well as at the bottom here, coming up on the inside and under. In some spots where I ran out, I used this plastic version of hardware cloth, which is quite strong and is also overlapping the chain link like stuff. So it's just to keep the birds in, and should be plenty of protection. And then I have actual like real branches that I cut for this purpose, so that they have a little bit of nature in here. All right, let's see who we get out of this bin first. Okay. Oh, hey. Okay, Trillian. It's okay. Woo. Oh, boy. All right. Now, hopefully you've seen my first video about these guys, and you know that I cannot let go of them, especially not outside. They will not come back, and they are not cheap. They're a pricey bird. They are an investment. So here's Trillian. This is what she's looking like. She's nicely feathered. And she's going in her new aviary. Ready, babe? You can go in and find some water. Okay, got one. Woo! Oh boy. And it's Marco. Yikes. Okay, so here's Marco. Woo! No, you may not get away. He is looking, oh, so pretty. Look at those beautiful feathers. He's getting some nice color to him. Whites, tans. It's okay, buddy. I know he's Marco. He's got the blue band, and it's still loose enough. So each time I check them, I'll make sure to check the band and make sure that it is still loose enough. Otherwise, I'll replace it. They're already like happy in there, I can tell. All right, who's left? Go on now. Woo! Okay, got one. That was faster. Who are you? You are dirty, but you are. Oh, oh, ow, ow. Ouch. Okay, it's Arthur. Here's, ooh, Arthur. Here's Arthur making a stink about being handled, but that's okay. Another minute and he'll be in the aviary. Look at him. He's the oldest one. So he has the most feathers of all 4. It's okay, sweetheart. So he'll probably be able to fly up to the roosts already, whereas the others maybe not quite yet. All right, buddy. And last we have in there Celia. Hey, lady. Oh, hi, Celia. Okay, crazy thing. Oh, dear. Ooh, she put up a fight. All right, so here we have our lovely Celia. She's Celia. Red band, again, loose enough for a while longer. She's doing great too. You know, feathering out nicely. There you go. With birds like these, each time I handle them, I'm going, because it's not that often like with domestic breeds, each time I handle them, I'm going to take the opportunity to do a kind of wellness check and make sure that everybody's fine, looking good and doing well. All right, I'm gonna walk away and let them settle in for a few minutes with the camera on so we can see how they like it. Each time I have the opportunity to handle them, I will do what I did today. I will check each of them for if they're tagged with a band on their leg, I'll check their band, I'll check their feathers, and just overall give them a look over and make sure everybody looks healthy and well. And hopefully in a minute or two, they'll figure out that their water is over here because they look hot. You can see a couple of them are panting. It is a very hot day. Like I said, it's like 101. So they'll come over and have a drink in a minute.